Hi there. If you're really enjoying this show, would you mind rating it 5 stars? It would really help me out, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, here comes the show. You're listening to the Annoyed Adult Podcast. Hi, Piper. How are you?
I'm doing good today, Mr. Cam. How about you?
We're doing all right. So we're here right now in a noisy classroom where your classmates are talking so loudly, but that's okay. They should be working. Are they working?
They're working on something, whether that's their phones or a bag of goldfish.
Well, see, Akira over there is actually editing his podcast, right? Like one person's actually working. And then, what did he ask you? Are they eating your goldfish?
I gave it to them.
So they're just eating all your goldfish.
I don't want it. It's like half stale.
That's good. Yeah, eat that stale goldfish, kids.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying this lesson plan when we're doing podcasting?
I mean, I really like it. I talk a lot, so it's not the most difficult task for me. And then I've done editing before, so I've been editing it at home because my Chromebook is not very good at editing, but I've got a really fancy computer at home.
Yeah, and especially because you're in Miss Augustine's class too, you get a chance to practice, your vocals. You get to express yourself properly.
Oh yeah. I mean, I also like my group. We have a good dynamic of talkers.
Yeah, tell me about your podcast.
Well, currently our podcast is called Judgment Time. We are mostly talking about either us or our other people's lives experience from different stories we can find online, whether that's like Reddit posts or just experiences we have, and kind of basing our opinions off of it. We've mostly our most recent episode, we talked a lot about annoying neighbors.
Yeah, no, annoying things is up my alley.
Yeah, because we believe that everyone has a lot of opinions and everyone's opinions differ. And Naomi, one of our co-hosts, is a very judgmental person. And so we thought we would use that to our advantage.
Well, who's your judgmental person in your group?
Well, Naomi is definitely the most judgmental person. I think Angus is probably the least.
Yeah.
Because he's just kind of chilling. He's down for whatever.
But Naomi's so quiet.
Oh, yeah.
But outside, she's very judgmental.
Mm-hmm. The things she says are very judgmental.
Are they like terrible things?
No, they're not terrible, but she's a very blunt person, which I think is good.
Are they racist things?
No. She's a very nice person. She's just like, your shoes are ugly. Like, yeah. That's the kind of thing she'll come up to you and say.
So she'll run these little side comments, and then you'll be like, this is great.
Yeah.
No, I think that's her style. For me, I'm always an annoyed person. I think being a high school teacher for so long, I've been very annoyed at a lot of things. And no, I'm glad. Maybe she should be a teacher, I think.
I don't think she likes people enough to do that.
Well, I don't think you have to love people or like people. I think you just have to put an idea across.
Yeah, she's pretty good at that.
So tell me about these annoyed neighbors. Like, are we talking like neighbors, like classmates, or are we talking like...
Like the people across the street kind of or like next to you in your house. And so we talked first about our annoying neighbors' experiences. I have a neighbor who I hate her. She's the worst.
What did she do?
I was doing homework with my friends probably about 10 o'clock at night. Pretty late, but like not too late. We were on a Discord call just talking, and she screams at me she's my neighbor on the side, and she screams at me, "Shut up. I'm trying to sleep. I have work at 5 a.m. in the morning."
What time was it that you were
10 o'clock at night. We were about to finish. We were just writing a script for Miss Augustine's class.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get a group of people together to write something. And the crazy thing was, sometimes I'm a little loud in my bedroom, and I know that because I play crazy video games with my friends. But that day I was literally just doing homework. My parents couldn't even hear me, and they're like right next door to me, and our walls are like paper thin.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is that she is so loud and so obnoxious. I know so many random things about her because she doesn't understand that we can hear her.
So what does she do that becomes the most annoying thing? Like what are some of the things that she says?
Well, my dad had her over to help cut down the bamboo that's on her property that sometimes hits our windows.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, when you don't hear the actual conversation she's having, she seems like a very nice person. She's very approachable. But then, like, she's on the phone with her friend, and she's, like, talking crap about the person who just was at her house.
God.
Yeah.
But high school students do that, too.
Yeah, but she's, like, 30. and like has like a son, and then so many son problems. It's
Wait. She's 30 years old and she has a son, like a brand new kid.
no, she has like I don't know how old he is. I think he goes to Kamehameha, but he's like not brand new, but she's
Is this kid a
divorced.
teenager?
I think so. I've
Okay.
never met him.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she's divorced.
All right.
But I hear so many random things about her because we don't think she's realized that she can hear everything we're saying, which means we can hear everything she's saying.
Right. That goes both ways.
Yeah. And my old neighbors, I loved them dearly, and they moved out because there was 5 of them in a house with 1 bathroom, and 3 of them were little kids, and so it was kind of getting crazy.
Yeah.
And so when the housing market was a boom, they sold their house and found somewhere that was a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And so we all understand in our neighborhood that everyone can hear everyone. She moved in and doesn't get it. And I live in a very loud neighborhood. Like, the people across the street have karaoke parties till 1 a.m. in the morning for funsies.
Yeah.
I live in the neighborhood that, during, what's the holiday? New Year's?
New Year's?
All of the neighborhood lights up with fireworks.
So it is a happy, everyone gets along, everyone loves to express themselves kind of neighborhood.
Yeah. And
Okay.
no one is bothered.
Right.
It's a leave everyone else alone, mind your own business kind of neighborhood.
Right. You've all agreed that this is a party block and that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be loud, and you're just going to put on some headphones and deal with it.
Is she a mainland transplant or something? Did she expect that this was going to be some quiet town?
She's a surfer. She's like a famous surfer. I have no idea what her name is, but I know that she's this weird famous surfer lady who surfs at North Shore, and she's a DJ.
Well, that kind of rounds it down. Surfer, yeah, no, because you don't find a lot of those. So if someone's listening to this, they're gonna figure this out eventually.
Oh yeah.
But okay, but she talks really loud, and she's just an annoying person.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I think it's funny because my family is not a very loud family. We have our nights where it's we're playing board games with our up. I love my neighbors up the road.
Yeah.
I live on the corner of a very tall hill, so she's my neighbor on my left, and then I have a neighbor above me. And we have a board game night sometimes, and then we're kind of loud because it's board games. And
Yeah. Board games are the best games.
oh yeah.
So what is it? Why do you think that she cannot just accept that this is do you invite her out to these board games, or does she ever come out to parties, or what?
She's never even responded to my parents' texts.
Oh, so you have each other's
Yeah.
number then?
So my mom was trying to welcome her to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
She never responded.
Wow. Okay, so she made herself the outcast. then.
Yeah. And so we all kind of leave her alone, which is fine. I don't really like her.
Yeah.
But-
So you have to give someone that ability to just say, you know what, I'm really not a social
Yeah.
person. I don't want to hang out. But at the same time, don't be a dick about it. Look, don't tell people to be quiet and all that.
Yeah, especially not when you're about to be super loud. If she was a super quiet person who always spends their nights in the quiet sanctuary of their house or whatever, I would totally get it. But then literally 2 days later, I work at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And so for me, I wake up early, but sometimes I stay up late. And she's having a big party with her friends at 1 a.m. in the morning. And singing.
And she's making noise too.
Yeah, singing karaoke to Ain't No Mountain High Enough, which is maybe the funny, because that's a pretty old song
Yeah.
for my generation.
Yeah.
I know it because of choir, but I was thinking, this is not a fun karaoke song, really. It's a weird song to do karaoke to, especially at 1 a.m. in the morning. And they're so loud, and I'm oh my God, I have work at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I shut up for you. A part of me wants to scream at you, but I don't want, my parents wouldn't like that.
But you're not that kind of person.
Yeah.
And in the years that I've known you, you are not the kind of person to just get up and start yelling at somebody. You're fairly quiet, well-mannered, reserved, but you still have a good time.
Yeah. I wouldn't, no matter how much the revenge I want to yell at her random crap, I probably will never, because to me it's not worth it. It's not worth it to start some sort of argument.
Yeah.
Because I could totally start the biggest argument with her about all of the stuff that she says that I know about.
Well, you don't want neighborhood drama.
Yeah.
Right?
My neighborhood has enough drama because there's a house up the street that people move in and out of
Yeah.
all the time. And so I'm just you're fine. If I bother you, that's really a you problem because I don't care.
Yeah. If there's one thing you could tell this neighbor, what would it be?
Honestly, if I could tell this neighbor anything, I would tell her, you know how you can hear me, I can hear you, because that would scare the crap out of her. Because she says things on her phone that like you cannot like. If someone said something, I'd be like, shoot, that's like if I figured out who she was, I could post. I have no idea who she is, to be honest. Yeah. I probably could really easily, but I could post stuff about her that would ruin her life.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
Because she's not aware that everyone can hear her.
Like, I'm aware. It's one of the reasons my friends are like, why? I'm like, one of my friends I know, I'm like, I'm going to text you this because I don't need the whole neighborhood hearing some drama.
Sure.
Because it's weird, but also it's like, this is something that's dumb, but also personal. And so I know my neighborhood can hear me.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm loud. My natural talking voice is louder than most people's.
Well, that's good because you're not some quiet, meek mouse.
Yeah.
Right.
Neighbors are annoying.
Yeah, I agree. You know, and I am in a neighborhood now where I'm really happy because all my neighbors are really good. I have some excellent neighbors. I think the worst neighborhood I ever lived in was Waikiki. Oh. And I hate it because we had neighbors and I lived in a taller building. And we had neighbors that used to smoke, and the smoke drifts up from the bottom floor. It was a no smoking building, and people would be loud, and then tourists would come by and they'd party in the hotel next door, but that echo carries down the street, and I hear it. So you know what I used to do? Should I just tell this? Yeah, like who's gonna confirm this? So I lived on the 12th floor, and when people were loud downstairs on the street, like they'd be drunk and they'd be partying, I would throw eggs. I open my front door, I scope it out, like I see the distance, I chuck a couple eggs and close my door so no one would see. Aww. And I hear, what the fuck? What the hell? Right? It's like, it's great. Like, yeah, be quiet. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying you should do that, but I'm just saying that's a thing that happens.
Oh yeah. My neighborhood's a little crazy. Some crazy stuff happens. I live on a really steep hill.
Yeah.
And these guys, we aren't exactly sure what they were trying to do, but we're pretty sure based off of context, their car was out of gas and it was they live farther up the hill than I do. And they were trying to get it out of the way because they had a car behind it and they needed to be able to drive.
Yeah.
And so they started pushing the car.
But they're on the top of the hill.
On the like the top of a hill is very, very steep. Like when cars go up it, they stop and then they like rev up it because they'll start going down. And so what happens is that they were pushing the car out, and the guy on the back trips and falls.
Oh no!
And the guy on the front can't hold it, and the car rolls over him.
Oh my! Is he okay?
No idea.
Oh God.
I have no idea. We went to the hospital, but I have no idea. I don't talk to them.
Oh Jesus.
And then the car ran straight into the cell phone tower.
Yeah.
Knocked it over and ran into the house right behind it.
Oh Lord.
And the car is destroyed.
Yeah.
Like completely totaled. And
no one was sitting in the car to step on the brake.
Nope. Because there was two of them, and so one person was like turning the car and one person was holding it. I was home. Also, my sister was at a party. My parents were out.
Yeah.
And I was home alone. So all I hear is bang, scream, bang, bang, scream, scream.
Oh my God.
And then I like look out my window and I just see the whole neighborhood come out. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then like 10 people, I was about to call the ambulance, but then I was like, oh, like 10 people just called the police. And I was like, we're fine.
Yeah. Well, at least you called them.
Yeah.
Piper, what is the name of your podcast with your partners?
Oh, it's called Judgment Time.
And Judgment Time, and they can find you on Spotify.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you see the Judgment Time podcast on Spotify, go ahead and check them out as well and listen to their annoying neighbors. Oh, Piper, I want to thank you very much for stopping by today and being part of this while your other classmates are super loud.
Of course, anytime. Thank you for having me.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.